Hello, and welcome back to the Calm and Connected podcast. I'm your host, Janinehalloran, and today we are going to be talking about self-care. So self-care is something that's really important, but how does self-care really look in real life? And I'm going to start with a story about myself because I think what's really important is that you know that I am a work in progress when it comes to self-care. The not so nice way of saying that is that sometimes I struggle with making sure that I put myself on my own to-do list. And recently I actually saw this happen in real life. So I was meeting with a friend of mine and we were going over things that I had to do and that sort of stuff. And I was saying, it's really important that I make sure that I can take care of myself and making sure that I put myself on my to-do list. I happened to be showing her my to-do list and she asked me point blank, well, where are you on this? And it was a revelation that, I keep saying I need to make sure that I put myself on my own to-do list. You need to make sure you put yourself on your own to-do list. But when you realize that you're looking at your to-do list and you're not on it, that needs to change. So at that moment, I actually decided I'm going to do something fun next week. So what I did was I decided to go to the Boston Flower and Garden Show. So I am a huge gardener. I love being in my garden, planting my garden and being out there. It's really actually a very calm place for me. We live on a really busy street, but somehow the noise of the traffic and the noise of everything else sort of gets cushioned when you're in the garden. It's the side of the house and it's really quiet there and it's peaceful there and I love it. And so it really has been a sanctuary for me. And I used to do it a lot more before I had kids. Recently, I've started to get more into it. Every year that they get bigger and they can help out more, and they're more interested in it, then we can go out and garden together. Sometimes my daughter comes out with me and we garden together. But that being said, I'd never been to the Boston Flower and Garden Show before. And it's been something I've wanted to do. It's been on my to-do list of things for myself for a while. And so I put it on there. It's only in town for a few days. And so I decided, I'm going to do that. So yesterday I took the day off from work and had a fantastic time and was able to walk around, saw lots of different seeds, got some ideas for my garden for this summer, and it was really neat. It was unusual for me to take that much time off. And actually, even when I got home, I decided that I still needed more of a break. So I didn't do any real significant work. I did a couple of things that I knew I had to take care of, but then after that, I sort of relaxed and watched TV until the kids got off the bus, and then I sort of jumped into mom mode, and then I had to actually go and see some clients last night, but I had so much more energy because I had given my brain the day off, basically. And I often find when I have a list of things that I need to do, and I've gotten through it all, and I have some free time, I decide for some strange random reason, I'm going to add it in more work time. That seems foolish when you think about it. So I've really been conscientious about, when I get through the things that I need to get through for the day, you can actually take a break. You can actually read a book. You can do something fun for yourself. You can try a new recipe. There are all sorts of different ways that you can take care of yourself. So I tell you that story about making sure that you are putting yourself on your own to-do list. So, I am a work in progress when it comes to this. This is something that I am working on as well, but this is something that we all need to do. This is something that it really does help you feel better. It helps you be more creative. It helps you be able to focus better. You're in a better mood when you get a chance to take care of yourself, to do something for you. And I'm not talking about, you need to have an entire spa day every week. That's not reasonable and feasible for most people. I'm not interested in that all the time. And I think that's the thing, just sort of like coping skills when it comes to self-care. You need to have a variety of things that you can do for self-care because sometimes you don't have more than a few minutes for self-care. Sometimes you only have maybe 3 minutes where you can close a door and take a few deep breaths and then you're back out and doing what you need to be doing. Sometimes you have the luxury of having a little bit more time, and so you would want to do something a little bit different at those times. It depends on where you are too. What you do at work versus what you do at home. All of this makes a huge difference. So I want you to think through what are some self-care strategies that you can use. And I've actually created a questionnaire. I used it. I've been using it for a while, and it was interesting because I redid this questionnaire myself recently, and I kept thinking and adding in more things. It's just a way to help you start to think about, what did you love to do as a child? What are your hobbies? Have you had time for those hobbies recently? That sort of thing. So putting this questionnaire will really help sort of start your creative juices flowing when it comes to your own self-care strategies. And lots of people love lots of different things. I was talking to another mom recently, and she was talking about, boxing is the way that I take care of myself. I go out and I just love it. It's fantastic. Other people talk about going to the gym, going to Zumba, going to CrossFit. Those are ways that really can help and are ways that you could take care of yourself. Sometimes it's just having a nice bath or having a nice cup of tea. Those are all great ways to take care of yourself. I run a Facebook group of the Coping Skills for Kids Facebook group, I think it's called. And in there, every week I try to post something about self-care, just to make sure that we're all taking care of ourselves and doing something. And what I like about that is that it keeps me honest. And I force myself to write in something that I'm doing, which makes me think about something that I'm going to do. And the whole experience I had with my friend, where she was talking to me about, well, where are you on your to-do list, has really made me more aware when I'm making my to-do list for the week to add myself in, to add in something that is for me and just for me. And just one last thing. I think it's really important that we also try to break out of the food and the alcohol habit. And listen, I love food and I love wine. I lived in Sonoma County for a year. I can talk about Pinot Noir till I'm blue in the face. I love it. But I also know that that cannot be my only way of coping. It's not good for my health. It's not good for my waistline if the only thing that I'm doing to cope with my stress and to take care of myself is using food and alcohol. So I've really been focused on trying to expand and showing my kids, you don't have to just cope with by eating. You can relax and you can de-stress by watching TV shows together, by doing something new, by reading a book, by using your hands and creating something, by coloring. All those things are things that I've been trying to work on and show my kids that there are other things you can do to help take care of yourself. So I actually saw this great Instagram post and I wanted to share it with you. Sometimes self-care is exercising and eating right. Sometimes it's spending time with loved ones and taking a nap. And sometimes it's watching an entire season of TV in one weekend while you lounge around in your pajamas. Whatever soothes your soul. So my question to you is, what's going to soothe your soul? How will you take care of yourself? And what are you going to put that will take care of you on your to-do list? So I'm encouraging you to put yourself on your own to-do list. I hope this has been helpful for you. I hope this has been inspiring for you to go out and at least take 5 minutes and do something fun for you. And if you like this podcast, please share it. Please subscribe. You can rate and review us. That's a great way for the podcast to be seen by more people. I would really appreciate that. And you can always contact me at calm@janinehalloran.com. And I would love to hear from you. And I'm going to encourage you to put yourself on your own to-do list.